so that okay, you have already gone live. Thank you very much for all you are doing to for humanity. Thank you very much.
Nigeria is a land of abundance,
Eh,
rich soil, vibrant cities, and a people full of energy and ideas. But are we truly harnessing our resources to build the Nigeria we dream of? Are we turning our blessings into opportunities for every citizen? Welcome to the A.R.E Concept. Agriculture, real estate, and export. This is a blueprint for nation building and economic transformation. One concept, three pillars, endless possibilities for every Nigerian. Let's start with agriculture. Food is power. When we grow what we eat and export the rest, we control our destiny. Imagine every community with thriving farms, cassava, rice, yams, vegetables, and fish ponds. Agriculture is about innovation and value chains. Young people use agri-tech apps, farmers learn new techniques, and cooperatives process local produce. If you have a backyard, start a garden. If you have land, join a cooperative. Together, we can feed ourselves and the world. Now, real estate. Land never depreciates. Investing in land and property means securing our future. Every Nigerian should understand real estate, whether buying a plot, building a home, or developing affordable housing. Communities can pool resources, youths can learn construction skills, and artisans can create building materials. By investing in land, we build lasting wealth. And export. Nigeria has what the world wants: ginger, shea butter, palm oil, crafts, tech, and more. Export is how we take our hustle global. Small businesses can export crafts or food. Tech entrepreneurs can build apps for global markets. Export is for everyone with a dream and a product. Let's make Made in Nigeria a global brand. The A.R. Concept is a working solution, a strategy to make every Nigerian, from students to entrepreneurs, builders of the nation. Start a small farm, invest in land, learn a skill, or join a cooperative. Together we can create jobs, build wealth, and transform Nigeria. Inspirational, confident tone. The future of Nigeria is in our hands. Join us. Let's build Nigeria's future. Together. The A.R.E Concept is for you, for me, for all of us. Let's make history. One idea, one action, one community at a time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Seyi Makinde. I'm the 001 A.R.E clusters of the global clusters. And sorry, we are on transit, and somehow we are on transit to uh, Oyo State to make sure that we go for the business of the global clusters, and we are uh, having some internet somehow disconnection, and that's the reason I am it's a little bit late to come to this broadcast. So welcome today. Today is another day. It's been a bustling week. It's been another day to share knowledge on the A.R.E agri real estate and export knowledge that can help you to scale up to be able to achieve more in this sector. And I'm sure, I'm very confident today that it's not going to be another day to waste your time. It's going to be another day to add knowledge, information, and connection to what you are doing and what you can do. Today, we are building another level of capacity. We are building another level of capacity to our community to make sure that everybody thrives when it comes to agricultural estate and export. Today, we're going to be looking at different types of crops, different types of crops. Now, if you're talking about crops, now, like last week, I was able to let you know and convince you that when it comes to agriculture, what are those things that you call an asset? Now, an asset is your agric land. If you have an agric land, is an asset, and you can always fall back on it because it can be converted to money, and it can also be an avenue for you to make money. You can rent it out you can sell it on the long run, and you can also plant your crop on it. So by the time you plant your crop on it, you can sell those crops. Those crops you are planting on it is even an asset. It's an additional asset that will add up to what you have. Is an additional asset that can add up to what you have. And let me tell you that it is very, very easy. If you are doing agribusiness, you discover that you are helping yourself, you are helping your community, you are helping your nation, and you are also helping other people. Now, I discovered something. When you look at it, if you look at the Federal Ministry of Agric, before it was called Federal Ministry of Agric, and you call it Rural Development. That is one thing that agriculture will always do. Agriculture will help to achieve rural development. That is to say, all those rural areas will become developed with time. The more they do agriculture there, you discover that people will begin to migrate there, and at the end of the day, when people migrate there, people will also begin to live around that place. That is what is called rural development. But recently, the government look at it that agriculture, Ministry of Agriculture is not only developing rural area. They now came up and modified it to being Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. They now make it what? Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. You see, it is very important when we are talking about security. It's very important that we talk about financial security, we talk about food security. And this food security we are talking about, you can create food security for yourself. You can certainly create food security for yourself. Now, how can you create food security for yourself? Let's assume you buy a plot of land, or you have a garden at the back of your house, or your building, or your compound. You have a small garden, and you plant, let's say, 50 tubers of yam. You will discover that without 50 tubers of yam that you have planted, it is an additional asset to you. By the time you harvest those tubers of yam, the next thing you will see is that you can use that and use it to reduce the cost of food that you are going to be eating in your family. You can reduce the cost of food. Let's assume those 50 tubers of yam you are buying, you want to buy those yam. Now, what do? Buying those yam that you are talking about, you can buy them, let's say, for 5,000 naira. 5 times 50 is like 250,000 naira. But you can discover that your cost price for these 50 tubers of yam, from land preparation to harvest, may not be more than 50,000, may not be more than 70,000, may not even be more than, let's say, at most, that you are not able to contain the cost, may not be more than 100,000 naira. You have been able to save 150,000 naira. Now, if you can do this on a small garden, then let's now talk about you doing it on 1 acre of land, and one part you planted tomato, another part you plant yam, some part you plant maize, some part you plant, and like that you plant all those crops. The next thing you will see is that you must have ended up planting those crops, and you have created food security for yourself. Now, beyond yourself, let's say you want to take it to another level, you are taking it to a larger scale. You can create food security for your environment. You can create food security. I know of people that created very big farms just to help people feed people. Let me even tell you something, that even religious organization as a church can try to start a farm, and by the time they start that farm, they will ask for volunteers from people that are members that can volunteer to work on the farm. And by the time they volunteer to work on the farm, mosque can do it. They can ask for members of the mosque to also volunteer. By the time they do it, they will then end up making what? Sharing those food for those who are less privileged. It will cost less for the church. They will be able to save more money. They will be able to create food security. And that is very, very, good for religious organization. NGOs can do it. NGOs can go into farming, ask for volunteers, and say that what, and say that they want to create food security. And by the time they create this food security and they produce more food and more food, you will discover that they will end up sharing those food, and it's going to cost less, and people are going to get those food at a very reduced cost. Like what we are doing on the global clusters now with our 411 acres of land. What we are doing is we are creating a very, very large scale farm to help people to get involved in agriculture. A lot of people believe that agriculture is a very difficult and herculean task. It's a very stressful, rigorous task. It requires physical strength. But this is what we have taken away. We have taken it away, and we have ended up uh, creating a seamless way of getting involved in agricultural business. We have people that work for you and take the stress off you. All you just need to do is to provide the farm management fee that will be used to buy the seed. When you buy we buy the seed, we buy the fertilizer, we pay the workers, we do weeding, we buy the herbicide, the pesticide, and the likes. We'll be able to fulfill the cycle, and that is it. And before you know it, you have created food, and at the same time, the crop on the farm is an asset to you. It's an asset. You can make more money. You make money, you create wealth, and you make gain from the money you have put into it. Imagine somebody using 200,000 naira as farm operational cost, and at the end of the day getting 400,000 naira back. Is it not a profitable business? It's a profitable business, and at the end of the day your money is coming back with profit. Like I have said in those week past, I said that food crop we always is one of those products or produce that can always match up with inflation. Let me tell you, no matter the level of inflation, if you are into food crop, it will match up with inflation, because people must eat, and what we are doing is food products. And by the time you see those food products, people must eat, people will buy, no matter the situation, either it is famine, either it is whatever, people must eat, either during peace or war, people must eat. And food products, and the basic what needs of life is food. The basic needs of life is food. On the Abraham Maslow hierarchy of need, you know that there is what physiology, physical needs. The base need, you talk about food. That is one of the basic needs of man, and that is the most important, because if you did not feed, you did not eat, the person that did not eat will die. And that is as simple as that. And that's the reason you need to realize that engaging in people that are selling food, people that are producing food, that are also processing food, you discover that they will always sell, because at the end of the day, if you look at what did Dangote start with, Dangote started with what? He started with food product. Look at salt, look at sugar, look at flour that they are using, look at basic needs that they are using to do all this staple food. Every household we eat. Look at Indomie, all these Chinese companies. You see Honeywell and the likes. They are profitable business because they are food product. And that is the more reason you need to engage in A.R.E, because what we deal in more is food product. What we deal in more is food product. And I want you to know that when you engage in A.R.E, there is no reason to think that there will be a loss. Under a very good management, every three months, you will be making money from your farm. You'll be making money from your farm. You'll be making money from your farm. All you just need to do is that you need your investment, you need your courage and will to just take a step, to take action, and that is it. You need to take action. You need to also be willing to participate and succeed. uh, I would want to encourage you that if there is any business venture that you are going to engage in agric real estate and export. You know, the real estate aspect of it is in the area of one, you can sell the land later, because as time is going by, the land is appreciating. From the day one that you have bought your land, you discover that from that day one that you have bought your land, the land has started appreciating. And because the land has started appreciating, you can sell it for profit at the time later. You can sell it for profit at the time later. Then when it comes to the export aspect of it, you know that when you are talking of export now, imagine you do export and you earn $2,000, just $2,000, you have ended up earning 3 million naira. And let's say you do export and you earn $10,000, you have ended up earning 15 million naira. You know, exporters are gaining in this time that we have. And if you want to, you know, build your farm to the extent that you can do your export, you can do your export, we can also put you through. We'll tell you the minimum top that land. On the long run, you would be able to make profit in export. You'll be able to make profit in export. And let me tell you this, the truth of the matter is, if you engage in export, it's very, very easy for you to recoup your investment. And if you are going into export, let me tell you, one of the things that I want to assure you is that you don't need to begin to think of what you will, how you will, you don't need to think of how you will get the license. But the truth of the matter is, you can always get that license. And because you can always get that license, we already have that license. We have that license, and we can allow you to use our license to export your food. We can allow you to use our license to export your food. And the truth of the matter is, you see, we have gone out of our ways. It cost us a lot to get that license. It cost us a lot to get that license. And at the end of the day, because it cost us more to get that license, it's a plus for you. It's an opportunity for you. It's a very, very great opportunity that is a little bit very rare to come about. You see, taking making a while the sun shine, as in taking the necessary step as at the right time, it's very, very important. Because you can come tomorrow, our policy might have changed, that we are looking at it that we have done enough with our license, and it is very, very important that you make a while the sun shines. You make a while the sun shines. Now let me quickly run you through. If you want to, go global, maybe you start local and you go global. Now, how can you start local and go global? One of the ways is that you must register a limited liability company, or you belong to a cooperative society, or you are an NGO. You are an NGO. And that NGO must be purpose driven. It must be purpose driven. Now, what do I mean by it must be purpose driven? What do I mean is that you must tailor it towards agric and export, or you tailor it towards food and export, or else you will not be able to get a license for export. Now, there is also what is called the general export license. The general export license. The general export license is the one you get from the Nigeria Export Promotion Council. And when you get this general export license from the Nigeria Export Promotion Council, there are also some other specialized license. Like, let's say, for instance, you want to export cassava to China. Now, which license do you need to get? You need to get GACC license. Now, what is GACC license? It's called General Administration or Customs of China. That's GACC, General Administration of Customs of China. And the procedure of getting it is a little bit cumbersome, it's a little bit complex. And this is complex. We are already on this license. There is no point once we have this kind of license that you need to go out of your ways to go and be getting the same license again. And that's the reason, the more reason you need to come to the global clusters, you need to join the global clusters, you need to be part of ARE to be able to enjoy all these privileges and benefits. And that is just the truth. So a lot of people will ask, if I join the global cluster, I join the ARE, what are the benefits that I'm going to derive? The benefit you will derive is that whatsoever license that the global clusters and the ARE has gotten, you will be able to use it for your own business. You'll be able to use it for your business. And that's just the easiest way to just get your business done, the ease of getting export business done. Let's say, for instance, you want to sell on Amazon. Now, you need to do some level of documentation, you need to register and also be activated and approved, accredited by Amazon. You know, all these things is also a way of exportation. Then, let's say you want to export vegetable, you will need export license from quarantine, Nigeria Export Agricultural Quarantine Services. You know, if you want to export, livestock like fishes, you need license from the fishery and they call it then the veterinary ministry, veterinary, so that you'll be able to test it to be sure that those things meet international standard. It's very important that you come to realize that it's very important to keep Nigeria integrity. All these licenses are part of the documentation that you present to the at the port of entry. Or let me just list some of those documents when you export that you are going to present, so that you'll be able to clear your goods to enter the country of destination. Now, one of it is, you call it the bill of lading, or airway bill. The bill of lading, you call it the bill of lading because you are using the sea. If you are using shipment like the sea, you are using the sea cargo, you are going to be talking of the bill of lading. But when you are talking about using the airport, to use the air flight, you will be talking of airway bill. You'll be talking of airway bill. And let me tell you this also, that if another one is bill of lading or airway bill. Bill of lading for sea, then airway bill for flight. Then the next thing you need is, you call it the packing list. The packing list that lists all the things that in the pack, that you are in the container. They are the packing list. And the packing list will also contain the HS code. The HS code. Then once you know the HS code, the HS code is a classification that will be able to help the custom officers to know the amount they are going to charge you for tariff. That is the HS code. It's going to help them to charge you for tariff. If you use a wrong HS code and it is higher than the charges that you need to, pay, that means you will pay more. Because also you need to understand Incoterms. You need to understand Incoterms. Now, what is an Incoterm? An Incoterm is called uh, uh, international commercial terms. International commercial terms. That is an Incoterm. Now, what is the international commercial terms about? It is telling you where your duty ends in the international transaction. There are some people that their duty ends at their warehouse. Now, their duty ends at their warehouse when they show the buyer where the goods is, and that is called X-Works. You call it EXW, X-Works. Now, when you see X-Works in your export contract, it shows that your duty ends at your warehouse. That is how it works. Then there are some people that they call it CF, that's cost and freight. Cost and freight. That cost and freight is that their duty ends when they pack those things from the warehouse and they put it in the truck, and the truck takes it to the gate of the port. It takes it to the gate of the seaport, or it takes it to the airport. That is cost and freight. Then there are some people that they call it on FOB. Their duty ends when it is loaded to the plane or it is loaded to the ship. That is called FOB. That is free on board, or they call it freight on board. Freight on board. Freight on board. That means the freight must be on board. Once they load the freight, the goods, to the airplane or to the sea cargo, that means your duty has ended. Then there are some people that their duty is called CIF. That's what? That's, you call it CIF. That's cost insurance and freight. Cost insurance and freight. Now, when they say cost insurance and freight, it means what? It means that their duty will not end until the what? It gets to the port of entry there, and the buyer or the receiver is able to clear it from the port of entry. Is able to clear it from the port of entry at the destination country. Let's say, for instance, you are sending a cargo from Nigeria to the US. Now, if the buyer receives the cargo from US and is able to clear it out at the port of entry, that means your duty has ended. That's what CIF, cost insurance and freight. That means you, the sender, you are the one that is going to bear the cost of transportation, either sea or air freight. You're going to bear the cost of the insurance, and you're going to bear the cost of the clearing. And you send the documents that are needed, like bill of lading, parking list, commercial, they call it commercial invoice. And on this platform, I've also talked about the difference between commercial invoice and pro forma invoice. Pro forma invoice is the invoice that payment has not been made on it, but commercial invoice is the invoice that payment has been made on it. For those people that would love to go into exploitation later, you find this video very useful. You find this video very, very useful. And let me tell you, there are also other duties. The rate at which your duty will end. So you need to understand all these incoterms and the like. Then coming back to agriculture, please, if there is any business you are considering this year, please consider getting involved in agriculture. Consider getting involved in agriculture. And when you get involved in agriculture, add up real estate to it, buy the land, keep the land, and you can sell the land when the value has appreciated over time. You can sell it. Then don't forget that you need to grow to the level that you will get involved in export. Don't just earn locally. Don't just start locally, but earn globally and go globally. It is very important that when you start locally, also plan to go globally. That is the goal. That is the goal. When you are doing agricultural business and you are not thinking of going global, you are still leaving some money on the table. It is high time we just decide not to leave money on the table again, and decide to do the right thing to be able to get all the possible money that are necessary for us in A.R.E. Remember, the goal of A.R.E is to make sure that everybody gets involved in agriculture, everybody gets involved in real estate, and everybody gets involved in exports. And you don't even need to have knowledge of this industry. You don't need to have by coming into the A.R.E concept, you will learn a lot of things, and we will use our expertise, our experience, our exposure to help you to do or achieve what you need to achieve. Sorry for coming late to the broadcast. It's just due to logistics. And I want to assure you, and I want to accept my assurance that we are working for you, we are routing for you, and we are doing everything possible to bring to your attention accurate knowledge, accurate information, and accurate connection. It has been a bustling week at the farm this week, and everything is going on fine. The vegetable are what again? The vegetables are also being managed. They are going on fine. We are looking forward to the first 6 weeks for all investors to get return on their investors. And by the grace of God, we will certainly keep to the terms and condition of the business. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your time. And I can see Madam Rashmira on the call this afternoon. Let's hear your take, your submission for the uh, presentation of today. Thank you very much. You can unmute yourself and make your comment.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad to be
Nice
part
hearing
of
from
today's
you. Nice
meeting.
meeting
Yeah,
you.
I'm
Yes.
so glad to be part of today's meeting. I've actually link for others to join, and I don't know. I believe probably they could join. They were able to join. I'm still going to continue inviting them to join. I really appreciate the fact that this agricultural array estate is going global, and
Mm. It's like our connection timed out. It's like our connection timed out. Please, you can go ahead and share this link of today's broadcast on your platform. You are contributing your part to the development of humanity. You are contributing to humanity. Thank you very much, Mr. Tennessee. Thank you very much, the Global President Ambassador, Dr. Adekunle Badmus. Thank you very much,